Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Thursday, July 6th. And over the next 10 days, it looks like fair harvest weather will occur for the beginning of wheat harvest in mid-Michigan. Wheat harvest continuing across southeast lower Michigan. The reason why we kind of downgraded to fair versus a decent or a good outlook is we do have a little bit more moisture showing up on the models for early next week in the Monday, Tuesday time frame. We expected some showers in, but it looks like they may be a little bit more robust, and we'll keep an eye on that here over the next several days. Again, rain chances later today into Friday, and some of those storms could be quite severe, especially across northwestern areas of the MAC area back into Wisconsin, where a slight risk of storms, and we'll show you that in just a moment. As far as extended outlook, looks like we'll be near to above normal temperatures, a little bit more moisture in the 6 to 10 day outlook again, and we'll dry out looks like after that. And I think we really begin to warm up once we get in the second half of July, as we may see a little bit of blocking take place with a eastern ridge, and that could bring quite a bit of heat to the area. But again, just something we'll have to watch for later model runs. An interesting precipitation, kind of a sprite chart here. This particular one, London, 18 straight days with measurable precipitation. Now most of the areas picked up about 15 out of 17, except for the southeast part of the state where they've seen quite a bit less rainfall. But again, Breckenridge the big leader as far as the amounts, but very interesting, 18 straight days in a row of precipitation at London. As far as the growing degree days, we're adding those up now, not quite halfway, but we're certainly at average or a little above average as far as growing degree days compared to what we normally would be, and with some of the comparison years. And we can show you some of those. You can see at Blissfield, this is a 50% plant date on corn, and I like to show that kind of a comparison from apples to apples each year at each location. And if we look at the Breckenridge area, again, above normal as far as the amount, and again, certainly above the last several years. And if we look at Brown City, much the same there towards the upper portion of the charts. Clarksville, this is the first growing season, but again, compared to what the normals would be, above normal there, and Newaygo about in the middle of the pack. If we look at temperatures out there this morning, you can see in the low to mid 60s for a pretty mild day, and we're going to warm up quite a bit later on today, as I think our temperatures will push in the mid to upper 80s in many areas, so very warm, sticky day. And with that warm, humid air in place, we got a cold front that's going to be moving this area, and you can see on radar showers and thunderstorms as some complexes have broken out overnight, moving from Minnesota into Wisconsin. These will fall apart and dissipate here during the morning hours, and then redevelop across Wisconsin, then move into the area when we could see some severe storms later on tonight, especially for the areas such as Newaygo and Clarksville, Breckenridge, and Middleton. Looks like it'd be the highest chances of severe storms, and you can see on satellite these MCS complexes that have developed overnight, and again, they'll weaken here during the morning hours and then refire this afternoon. As far as the weather map goes, the low pressure system with a front to the north and a cold front behind it will slowly move to the east, and that'll spread the chances of severe weather across much of the upper Great Lakes. And by tomorrow, with redevelopment of new storms, you can see that'll be to our southeast, as the cold front will be pushing through the area, and by late in the day we'll see a little bit cooler, drier air begin to filter into the area. And Saturday looks real nice right now with lots of sunshine and temperatures in the mid 70s to around 80, and temperatures maybe around 80 on Sunday as the warm air begins to try to push back as this system moves closer to the area. And by late Sunday we could see a couple of showers of thunderstorms develop. They look quite scattered right now, and you can see over the next 3 days, 72 hours, only about 2 to 3/10 of an inch on average. Now, any of these thunderstorms that develop later this afternoon through early Friday morning could have some locally very heavy downpours. So we could have areas that would only pick up 1/10 or so, and other areas could pick up 3/4 of an inch or so. So we'll watch the stronger storms for some of the heavier rainfall amounts. And over the next 7 days, with the anticipation of a little bit more in the way of a robust system for Monday into Tuesday, although the forecast from the National Weather Service has only about a 30% chance as we get into Monday and Tuesday, that probably will go up as we expect more in the way of precipitation out of that system. And again, that could change, and we'll certainly keep an eye on it. But overall, it looks like plenty of precipitation, and hopefully around our area, we really won't get weak going until the middle or end of next week. And I think by that time, things will begin to dry out. And if we look at the next screenshot, you got for our own use internally, we keep track of the preliminary wheat harvest as far as toxin levels. And again, this year, as we began and went through the flowering stage, we were very dry at all the locations. Thus, my forecast as far as toxin levels were to be quite low if you base it just on a weather basis. And again, we're seeing all the levels and the loads that have come in and pre-harvest testing basically below 0.5 parts per million, which is really good. And we don't see any reason why, as harvest spreads to the north, that those good numbers won't continue. As far as the forecast, you can see again, a fair weather as far as forecast over the next 10 days with some rain in the forecast, but it doesn't look like too much, and it doesn't look like it'll be a long, prolonged period of rain. Highs today, very warm and humid in the mid to upper 80s, and then low 80s, maybe mid 80s across southeast part of the state on Friday with those thunderstorms later on today and tonight, and they'll slowly move out of the area tomorrow morning into tomorrow afternoon, leaving us with a pretty nice weekend with highs basically in the mid 70s on Saturday, around 80 maybe on Sunday, with a slight chance of thunderstorms as the warmer and more humid air return. Scattered thunderstorms for Monday, and maybe a better chance as we get into later Monday into Tuesday with something we'll keep an eye on. Thanks for stopping by, and have yourself a great day, and 73s to all.